he meant to say that?
No.
You don't think he meant to say it? Do you think he meant to say it?
What is some sort of like 4D chess he's playing? No.
Well, all right, let's go to a $5 donation from the PT. Appreciate it, buddy. He says, guys, I don't know if y'all saw the post-game interview with Bruce Pearl, but if you haven't, I would go watch it. He let the P word go.
He's like the PU word that ends in Y?
Yep.
Oh, buddy, I know what I'm looking at when I get off here. All right, hey, we actually have the clip of Bruce Pearl using the P word after the game. Let's go ahead and play the clip. This is on ESPN. This is on ESPN. Let's play it.
Because I got bigs that can get out there and guard guards. I got bigs that can get out there and guard guards. And my guards aren't pussies. They're going to go down there and bang a little bit. You know, they're that's good to go. He's in the locker room. He's in the locker room. He's comfy. He's comfortable. I love you, that's what I'm talking about. He's not writing my check right now.
He said that live?
No, he said live. My guards aren't.
Bruce.
No, so quickly, do you think he meant to say that?
No.
You don't think he meant to say it? Do you think he meant to say it?
What is some sort of like 4D chess he's playing? No,
Well,
I think
he meant to say it.
I think that's just a coach.
I think that's
being a coach.
Being a coach and getting lost in the moment of what he's talking about.
I think he meant to say it because Bruce Pearl is a master at the art of theater and television. And you've heard a lot lately about Auburn being soft, right? Maybe this is a message. Maybe this is a stand-up for my team moment. I'm willing to go on air and say this because I don't think we are. Because he didn't, I mean, it wasn't like he started to say it and then stopped and then said it again. He said it and then everybody else realized he said it and he kept defending it.
I know who's going to hate this.
Purpose.
ESPN is going to hate this.
Are they, though?
Well, they'll love the initial views.
For sure, but they'll come out and they'll hate this.
How does this, what does this look like in 48 hours?
In 48 hours? Mm-hmm. I think the guards better play good against Tennessee or Texas.
Don't be soft.
That's what I think. But I think this is kind of a message. I think Bruce Pearl said it on purpose. I think he's very calculated in what he says and what he does on TV. I mean, he was great on ESPN for a while. It's not his first rodeo. And there was no like, oh no moment after he said it, right? Like Seth chimed in, Jay Will and Janai were laughing. I think he said it on purpose.
Well, I don't think it's a terrible thing that he said it. Like, this is how coaches talk.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, it's awesome to watch an interview to actually see how somebody's actually talks instead of just giving coach speak. This is Bruce Pearl, right? Bruce Pearl is an animated, get after your ass type of guy. And sometimes that bleeds onto an interview, right?
Sure.
The game just ended.
But think about what people say about Chad Baker-Mazara. I mean, saying he's a dirty player and he's a cheap player. It feels calculated to me.
But we say this stuff all the time about coaches and players whenever they are presenting themselves in front of the media. Are you doing something that will be a distraction for the team? So you're saying you don't think that's the case here? Is this a message to the team?
I think this is a coach having his team's back and putting it on the airwaves. And again, I sit up here all the time and say, you know, whenever I used to talk to the media, when I was in it, I used to say, is what I'm about to say going to help or hurt my team? But I think sometimes you've got to go out there and you've got to have your team's back. Sometimes you got to mix it up instead of just giving the coach speak answer always, all the time. Just knowing Bruce Pearl, I don't think he ever goes into an interview without a plan or without something and all we've heard about Auburn, they lost 2 games in a row. Oh, look, Chad Baker-Mazara, he's dirty, he's soft, he just does all this cheap stuff. I think this is Bruce Pearl sticking up for his team. And if you look at the way it adds up, I think
it's a big win today.
Is it right or wrong? I don't know. We'll see. But I think that was kind of what his...
Right or wrong, it's funny.
It is funny. We want to know what you think. Is this good or is this a bad look? Any time of year is a great time to get in shape. And if you want a workout that's personalized and it can be customized to your surroundings, your availability, not to get burnt out, just doing leg day or arm day every day, which who does leg day every day? I don't know that person. That's where our friends at FitBod, where they come in. They can help you level up your workout. And you can join FitBod today to get your personalized workout plan and get 25% off your subscription or try the app free for 7 days at fitbod.me/booster. That's fitbod.me/booster. Telling you guys, we had to get in shape for Lady Ballers. We use FitBod. And the coolest thing about it to me, Coney, is that it isn't a one-size-fits-all. If you work out in your garage or you go to a gym to work out or you work out in the woods with logs, sticks, and rocks, they can find a way to help.
No doubt. And getting in shape for Lady Ballers, the biggest thing that I remembered from doing that is it's like there's never a bad time to start getting yourself in shape.
For sure.
Right? Like, and the compound interest every day. If you do just a little bit and you're using a program like Fitbod, like the results in 6 weeks, like there's no telling what you can achieve.
It's just getting to that routine and sticking to it. That's why you need to go to fitbod.me/booster.
So what's the score right now of this Auburn game?
Auburn's up 5. They can't get the ball in bounds. I don't know how a team that averages 30 years old can't get the ball in bounds. They're still up 5. They got the ball with 1:13. If you can handle it and you make your free throws, you're going to win.
Look, I took Ole Miss plus 12.5. I felt like that was a great bet from a point standpoint, but I don't care. I don't care if Auburn loses this game.
You were cheering for him before the camera.
Well, because I'm competitive deep down, Dave. But I don't care. Really, I don't care if they lose this or win this game. This is not going to help or hurt their seeding.
Do you want them to lose so that they can go ahead and rest up?
I just don't want anybody to get hurt.
Yeah. I'm kind of with I've been asked, even going on the radio, like, how much does it matter? How much does it matter? I've seen it go both ways. I watched Auburn run through the SEC tournament in 2019 and then use that momentum to go all the way to the Final Four. But then I watched them run through the SEC tournament last year and lose to the blue-haired protesters from Yale that just took over Trump Tower the other day. Like, it just, at this point, I'm like, just play good in the NCAA tournament. That's it. But again, I always want my team to win. I know the players want to win. I really just want them to get the ball in right here, which they did, and then make some free throws. But I tell you, this SEC tournament, man, it's already delivered. I know we've had some good games in the Big Ten tournament as well. By the way, Michigan State, shout out Michigan State, beat Oregon by 10 earlier in the day, 74-64. But guys, you look at some of these matchups coming up here in the tournament, here in the stretch. You got Texas and Tennessee. You got Kentucky and Bama. You got Florida and Missouri. I mean, there's some really good ones popping up here. Here goes Chad Baker. Don't understand how that's not a foul, but okay. There's some great games going to be coming down the stretch here, and I'm going to enjoy it to see it and watch them all weekend because they're only going to get better. They're only going to get better.
All right, let's get to the chat. We're going to start with a $5 donation from the AU kid. Appreciate it, man. Says, guys, it's just me or Chad Baker Mazzaro's body language is killing me every time he plays, and I'm pretty sure it's hurting the team. I'm so sick of watching this guy do the same things over and over again.
Well, it has been hurting Auburn, and at some point you think, you would move past it. I'm just glad he hadn't gotten thrown out of the game today, even though he does have 4 fouls, so he may foul out here at the end. I just don't. The part that I understand is you don't want to take away their stinger. We hear that in football all the time. That's a term that gets used all the time. But also, if you had gotten kicked out of an NCAA tournament game and cost your team the year before, even if it was on a retaliatory thing, like with what happened with Youngblood, I just don't know how you make that mistake again. Like, they're looking for it. They are looking for Chad Baker Mazzaro, who didn't get that foul call on the drive just a second ago, because the referees, they're just not a fan of him the way he plays, and some of that's brought on himself. But, you got to get over it at some point.
I think about this with Draymond Green a lot, or even Dennis Rodman back in the day. There's such a difference between being the tone setter for your team and being the guy who can impose physicality, but also then taking it too far and you're being a distraction and really just hurting your team. I mean, the former of which happens in hockey a lot, right?
Yeah.
Like you have a guy who's a basher and who sets the tone for your team, but then at what point are you setting your team back?
For sure.
$1.99 donation from the basketball junkie. What's up, man? How much do we believe in this Texas team? Are they good enough to make a run in the SEC tournament, and are they in?
I think Texas is in right now. I think they're in. My question for Texas is not Trey Johnson's ability to shoot the ball. We've seen Trayvon Mark come up huge in big moments. It's the front court. It's the guys down low. Shedrick had a really good game at the free throw line. Last night, it's just how far can they go? That was a huge shot by John.
Wow, big bucket.
And I don't know how that wasn't a foul. Pat Adams, he's basically Osama bin Laden to Auburn fans. But I worry about what Texas has in the post moving forward, because you're going to have games, just like we saw at the end of the year with Texas, where Trey Johnson may not be shooting the ball great. Pope may not be shooting the ball great. I worry about Texas's versatility, but I think they're in the tournament. And who knows, man? Who knows? Hey, YouTube, appreciate you guys hopping on. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Turn that notification bell on so you know when Crain and Company goes to college or Locker Room Talk is dropping.